The majority of your toilet issues can be resolved from inside the tank here. Or you'll have your fill valve that will just get built up with calcium, or it could just stop working as far as the float goes. It'll get caught or whatever. So if that happens, then that needs to be replaced. But the majority of your problems, we'll start right here, and we're gonna take a look. What we'll do is we'll start off by shutting off the water. This one, twist it off, get it tight, and you're good to go. One important thing with shutoffs is every time you turn off a shutoff and turn it back on, there's a little nut here. That one is the cause of so many callbacks. Little leak here, little leak there. So when you turn this on and off, as you can see, there's going to be pressure on this. So that'll loosen up a little bit, and over time, you'll get a couple drops, and you don't want that. So when we turn this back on, we're gonna turn that just a little bit. All right, so now come down to the bottom side of the fill valve. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know, go grab one of the wife's fancy towels and get ready to catch some water. Please don't send me an invoice for that, but make sure the water shut off one last time. Make sure of that, because that nut right there, we're gonna take off. There's just gonna be a little bit of water in this hose, and that's all you'll have. Let's see if I can get that off of there. This doesn't need to be super duper tight. They got little seats in there. That'll help keep that. Okay, so there's a little bit of water I told you about. Not bad, not bad. Let's go under here. Man, this is some real life stuff. Look, I didn't even clean under here. That's gross. All right, so this little nut here is what's holding your fill valve on. So I'm gonna loosen that up, and I will hold the top of it, and that'll loosen that up. So there are several ways to do this. As you can see, there's a little bit of water left in there it sits below that flapper flange, so that water just won't drain. A couple ways: you can use a towel, soak up all that water, wring it out into the sink or whatever. Otherwise, what you can do is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to be able to photograph it very well, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take off that nut, and you can see it's already dripping. See that? So what I'm going to do, because I already loosened it, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my palm as kind of a plunger. I'm going to take that nut off. I'm going to hold the top down to keep it tight. And then as this nut comes off, I'm going to put my palm, let's see if I can demonstrate, like this, and I'm going to block it, okay? So what that means is I need to have the other valve ready. So let's do that. All right. I'm quite certain the majority of this time my hands are going to be in the way here, but I will try to demonstrate as well as possible what I mean by this. So I got my hand on the top of this valve, and I'm just going to unthread this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use my palm, push it up, and block as much water as I can. Some water is going to leak, but that's okay. So there, and now I got the other one up here ready for me. And 1, 2, 3, push it back through the hole, good to go. I got my other nut right here, a little bit of water, that's fine. It's just a little bit of water, we'll get her taken care of. And this is plastic nut on here, so you gotta be careful not to overdo it. You have a rubber seal under there, so it's not gonna take a crazy amount. The water's already stopped leaking, so it's on, it's good to go. Let me show you up top here, hang tight. So I put in the new valve, threw the other one to the side. So now we're just gonna take a hose, hook up that hose, dump it right into your fill tube here. All right, we got that taken care of. Fill valve is installed. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna dabble with just replacing this hose here. Tighten that up, make sure that valve is off, take the nut off, got this free, okay? And what we have is our replacement part. So inside there is just an actual rubber little seal, and this rubber seal allows you to not have to tighten it like crazy. What you're gonna do get it hand tight. You don't need tape on there either because of that washer inside there. Get that hand tight. Connect it to the top up here. Don't cross thread it, that wouldn't be good. Again, the top has the same thing. You don't need to get a wrench on this. Clean up my water. Sorry if my hand's in the way. There's not really a good way to film this. Let's see. Make sure everything's dry so when we turn the water back on. Now what I'm gonna do is with this one here, I'm gonna take it and I'm actually just gonna do a quarter turn on it. After I get it finger tight, just get it a good quarter turn on there. And that's it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna get ready to turn the water back on. Turn that water on. So far so good. We don't have any gushing water leaks. Okay, it's filling up. Let's move you up top here, see if you can see what's going on. So we filled that hose, running it up through here into your fill tank, filling into the tank, okay? So now what we're gonna do is just verify that this is on the right spot. So you can see that float, once that float gets enough water in it, shuts off. Water shut off, just like it was supposed to, so the fill valve's working properly, and no leaks. So last thing, now that we got that done, is just give that a little bit of a turn, make sure that's tight enough so we don't have any leaks underneath the bottom. In fact, there actually is a little bit of leak in there. So again, that's super, super important. Make sure you tighten that up, otherwise you might have a leak.